Welcome back, Truth Seeker. May 6, 2019. More news by the numbers, but this time a lot better than normal. Denver, Colorado is going to be the first city to vote to decriminalize penalties for having psilocybin, which comes from what are known as magic mushrooms. And the reasoning, if you read about it, is because medical science is saying these have real healing properties. It's time to open up more experimentation. There's proof that they cure depression and other mental ailments. If you've been following me, I've been talking about this for 6 years. Magic mushrooms can be used to treat real disorders that people go to psychology for, take other pharmaceutical drugs for, and can be a lot more effective. Lifelong, if you want to call them mental problems, can literally be cured one time with the right trip. You might be scared of public speaking. You might not be after you use magic mushrooms. Just one time. Maybe because you just have this thought about it, this clarity comes. Why do I have so much anxiety about this? And that's the other thing magic mushrooms can get rid of. Anxiety. Something a lot of people suffer from in this society. So, magic mushrooms when used properly, which means not taking too much, not abusing, not mixing with other substances, they can be very medicinal. And that's the same reason marijuana is being decriminalized and legalized all over as well. And the sad thing is, all of this has been known for, longer than the United States of America existed. We've just seen all of these unreal penalties created for having plant-based medicine, such as marijuana and magic mushrooms, because we live in a society that's about profit over people. And somewhere along the way, they realized that man-made drugs were a lot more profitable than what comes from Mother Earth. And that's probably because if it comes from Mother Earth, anybody can collect it without having to go through the middleman or the person looking for the profit. The big pharma giant that needs to have return on investment for the shareholders. Like, for example, living in Washington State, one of the states where people come from all over the world to pick mushrooms because of the climate. Magic mushrooms, if you know what to look for, they're all over the place. So anyway, we'll see where this goes, but it's definitely news by the numbers. May 6, 5-6, psilocybin, the chemical compound, the hallucinogenic in magic mushrooms, 56. And as for Denver, Colorado, which helped lead the charge with, decriminalizing and legalizing marijuana, just notice magic mushroom equals 74 and 70, Denver, Colorado 70 and 74, hallucinogenic 70 and 74. Perfect place for the experimentation by the numbers, which our government does with everything, and so do major corporations, which is where the creepy element comes in, when you realize the government and the news, which is one and the same, are putting out these stories by the numbers like, well, what kind of plans do they really have? Is it because we're going to start having, Monsanto's magic mushrooms? That's probably the way it'll be, just like it'll be Philip Morrow weed probably in 20 years. Nobody else can compete. Anyhow, hallucinogenic, using the ciphers, also has a value of 133 like Colorado. So, makes sense why they picked the city. It's got the numbers, it's got the history, and it makes sense why we get this story on this date. So, no GMO mushrooms. Until next time, Truth Seeker.